provide you with everything it takes to create this wonderful holiday look. It'll ease you off any pressure of running around town looking for containers, looking for the right flowers, looking for all of these little touches like the greenery, the cinnamon sticks, and the pine cone. Now that you all see what you can create, I'm going to show you how. On your beautiful table setting, there are going to be 3 items as your centerpiece. 2 of them are going to be created in this lovely cube here. It's a lovely square glass cube that will be provided. We're going to also supply you with 2 tea leaves for the cubes, and you're going to insert your tea leaf into the container. Any excess at the top, you're just going to clip off to make it even with the lip of the cube. Add your water and just fill it up all the way to the brim, and you got your base ready. You're going to proceed by creating a grid inside the container. So what we do here is we cut pieces of greenery, bring them in at an angle. Once you start putting your flowers in, you're going to see that they do come upward. So you're going to start creating a grid in your container. Just kind of just cross them over each other. Once you get it in there, just leave it in there. Just because this one's longer, it's okay. You will create that natural, free-flowing look, which is how everything grows in the forest. So we're going to supply you with some pine and other type of holiday greenery. So already the fragrance of this is just fantastic. It smells so good. You're going to think you're up north in the woods, and it's just going to add a nice ambiance to the whole dinner experience. A little of the natural greenery. This is called salal, which is kind of like a lemon leaf. We've got a few pieces in there. So once you get your container all greened up, we're going to proceed by inserting our berries. What you want to do is kind of make them spread out really pretty. Just give them a nice little look so you get a fuller effect. And you're going to just simply insert them into the arrangement. This is your first layer of texture that's going in there. It's absolutely beautiful. It's already starting to feel cool, I should say, like if we are up north somewhere. It's easy. Don't strive for perfection. Just kind of keep proceeding with the product one step at a time. And when you finally get to the final result, once everything's in there, then you can kind of tweak it here and there, move things around. But in the meantime, we just want to put in everything so it does look very natural, and then we can, alternate and move and adjust. Okay? So, after this step, we're going to proceed and do the step with the roses. The side pieces in the cubes, you're going to put 7 roses in each of these. I say leave the greens on. It just looks it looks more natural. When you first started, you were putting your greenery in at different angles to create a grid. Your first 4 roses need to go in at an angle, because while you're sitting at your dining table, if the rose is straight up, your guests don't get to appreciate it as if it's looking at them. So we're going to do the first 4, like the 4 corners. Insert them at an angle. Looks absolutely lovely. Now we got the first 4 in, and now we're going to proceed by inserting the next 3. These ones here are going to fill up the center, and the center is going to allow a nice shape to the arrangement so it gets a little like ball look. So we got 1, 2, and just kind of adjust them a little here and there. By every setting, your guest is going to have a lovely bubble bowl. We're going to embellish it with holiday greens and a beautiful red rose sitting inside of it. This is going to allow your guests to have a lovely party favor to remember the evening they shared with you. Just a small portion of greenery. Set that right inside. You need just a small portion of water. We're going to clip off the rose so it's flat at the bottom. And we're going to open it up with our fingers. Just go around, kind of spread out the petals. And another trick is blowing it. It helps open it up a little quicker. It's flat at the bottom, you got a little green, and we're just going to gently set it right inside the bow. Of course, you can sit down to an empty plate, and you know it's going to be filled with food, and that's exciting. But to start, if you have your empty plate, of course you're going to need a napkin at one point during dinner. But we're going to embellish the look of the napkin opposed to just having it on the side of the plate. This is what we're going to do. We're going to cut a nice sprig of the greenery, no longer than the napkin. We will be setting it right on the center. You're going to have your cinnamon sticks. We're going to put that right on top, right in the center. Of course, we're going with red, the red roses, the cabin Christmas look. We're going to bring the ribbon around and just tie a nice, simple little bow. Set it on your plate. From a white plate to a lovely fragrance on the napkin. Got your napkin, and this will be part of the plate setting. And this one will have oasis. So using oasis, you got to make sure to soak it in the container. I would say a good 10 minutes or so. That way it's completely soaked. And then what you do is, I always get prepared and I'll pre-cut my greens. Now in pre-cutting greens, you only need about this length. Nothing longer than that. All it does is camouflage the base. This here is the base and the oasis. So by pre-cutting your greens, you don't have to clip, insert, you just insert. And you just go all the way around the oasis. In the bottom, you only need to insert about 1/2 inch into the oasis. Otherwise, you're going to fill up the center, and you still got to get the roses in there, and the pine cones, and the berries. So, a nice, simple little greenery just to camouflage the bottom. Now we're going to keep the oasis exposed, because that's when we're going to start inserting the flowers. But prior to that, we're going to put our holiday greens. That's going to be the other level. First we got our salal, which is a tea leaf, and then we're going to go and embellish it with holiday greenery. That goes right on top of it. So this is what you want to see, this is what you want to smell, and you just do it all the way around, no longer than about 8 inches circular. So this way, I just got a few pieces in there, and I can always go back in and put a little bit more. So now that we have our greenery on, we have a strand of berries that you will be receiving as well. probably no more than a foot to 18 inches long. The berries are very tight, so you'll have to spread them out. And all you do is wind it up around on top of your green. So on top of the greens, we're just going to wind it around. And then we're just going to kind of poke it in and just spread out all of these berries. It's going to look so whimsical, elegant, and free-flowing. Then we're going to proceed with a few more greens on top of the berries. So it looks like the berries are actually in the forest of holiday greens. Just like any other arrangement, you want the flowers to look at the guests. So we're going to insert them to look at the guests, as you can see. And then we're going to build from there. And you will have 10 of them. So I would say go around, place 7 comfortably above the greens and the berries, and then we will create the center of the look. Right now I have 9, so I'm going to look around and find me a spot that maybe has it's a little bare, and I think I found one right back here, so I'm just going to go ahead and insert the last one. Now, you don't want each of them to be like, 2 inches apart, 3 inches apart, 4 inches apart, because as you can see, we got pine cones to fill up any space that's empty. So, we got the roses, and we're going to put a pine cone right in between those two. Oh, I like this one right here. I'm going to take one down low and just kind of put them at random, and so I can still see the oasis a little, which is fantastic because I know that I still have room to place anything more. And the final step, cinnamon sticks. We got cinnamon sticks on the place settings, we have cinnamon sticks on the other 2 arrangements, and now we're going to have our cinnamon sticks just connect it all. Everything's connected, everything looks very thought out. You have all the product you need to create a very elegant yet traditional look, and it's unique, and it's your own look, and it's very impressive, and you can say you did it all yourself. Happy holidays.